What's going on, Sagittarius? And welcome to my channel, Alchemist. Justin here, and I hope you're having a fantastic month so far. Get pumped, Sag. It's that time. But for those of you who are returning, welcome back, Soul Tribe. I appreciate your subscriptions, your likes, and shares. Your support really is just incredible, Sag. And it keeps us growing. And for those of you who are new, welcome. I'm happy Higher Self has brought you here. We're in for an amazing journey. And let me tell you why this one's so special. Because it is Celestial News Monthly. Yeah, the energy always just stays just uplifted whenever I do this. You're my third one today, and I'm just like, no, I still feeling pretty feel geeked up about this, but and hope you feel geeked up too, because with this monthly spread, whenever the sun enters a new sign, we're gonna talk about where the planets are at and how we can work with the energies. And just so you're all aware, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one, so take what resonates with you, leave the rest with me, and never force reading on the situation, okay? So, with all that being said, there, Sag, let's jump into it. Your space has been cleansed. Crystals, feeling lovely. Just great energy all around here, Sag. Now, I have Zodiac Oracle cards with the signs that the sun and the planets are in. I'm going to pull an Oracle card for each one of them from this deck here, and then we will get some details with the tarot. But before we jump into this thing, these readings that I do, they're not gender-specific readings, so apply these energies to people as they make sense for your situations, okay? And in case if y'all were curious, the decks that I'm working with, I've included links to them down in the description box below, so definitely check that out if you're interested. But also down below some links for some other readers that I like watching, so check them out. They're a very intuitive group. I think you'd enjoy them. Also, there's some links for there's a link for some astrologers that I like as well. There's Sag. One of them's a Sagittarius. I think you'd enjoy her. But also, I'll be starting to include some links for just different resources and tools that I've come across on my journey, and that I just want to share with you all, and you just kind of spread the knowledge around there, Sagittarius. So hopefully you'll enjoy that stuff there, so stay tuned. I'll keep you updated with that as I start adding stuff. But before we jump into all this energy here, I want to talk about an aspect that's going to be happening right on the day of Aquarius season. And this is going to be the sun is forming conjunction with Pluto. And conjunctions are an aspect, it's like the strongest blend of energies, because it's when the planets are within 0 to 3 degrees of each other. And this one is extra special because not only is it happening on the 29th degree of Capricorn, which is the last degree of any sign, the 29th one, but it's known as the anaretic degree, which can be a point of crisis or culmination, a very critical point where the themes of the signs are really felt more urgently. But it's also happening on the 59th minute. So this is like literally just the last breath of Capricorn related themes that the sun and Pluto are going to be exchanging before Pluto fully enters into Aquarius. Granted, he will retrograde one more time into Capricorn in September. Well, he'll go retrograde in. Is he going retrograde in September? I have to look up when that's gonna be, when that date is happening. But I want to say around September through November. But yeah, he's pretty much settled in, going to be settling in there. But with this aspect here, Pluto likes to, can be known as a very destructive planet. You know, Pluto can bring a lot of chaos, a lot of rebirth and things, but he brings these sort of darker things up to the surface and makes us face these things in order to push us towards transformations, to show us where things have become out of date, where things have been neglected. And so we give it that proper term in order to deal with this. So we may see some more things come up to light that are related to Capricorn things, whether this be more government stuff kind of popping up, or maybe more things with corporate, kind of big corporations, or things, anything along those lines. So that's something to pay attention to. But this can lead to significant personal growth, often through kind of intense and challenging experiences. And people may find themselves confronting power issues and control dynamics, or kind of deep seated fears there, Sagittarius. So a it could be a potentially intense type of day, but it could be one of like a cathartic one as well, you know, because now we're kind of seeing some things. And it's I feel Pluto, how the best to, it's like Pluto is one of those things. It's like, how do you work with the what he reveals to you, how you let that affect you there, Sagittarius. So just something to think about. But let's go ahead and get into this big old birthday extravaganza that Aquarius is throwing in their sign, because you have the sun that's entering Aquarius, Mercury's going to be there, Venus will be entering, Mars is going to be entering, and of course Pluto's going to be there. So it's going to be a whole big shindig. Now, the sun is going to be entering on the 20th at about 9:07 a.m., and that'll be Eastern time. Oh, in that aspect, I don't know if I mentioned, it'll be at 8:46 a.m. And the sun will be there through the 18th of February. And with this energy there, Sagittarius, you might feel more inclined to express your unique qualities and seek more independence in your personal lives, allowing your true authentic self to kind of shine through there with this Aquarius season, because they are ones that I feel, you know, celebrate their uniqueness and embrace their weirdness. And it's you know, we all have something quirky or something different that we bring to the table there. So I feel like it's time we're getting the energy of celebrating that and kind of coming together in our differences. But there could be too a greater focus on social causes, community involvements, and connecting with like-minded individuals or groups. And on a bigger scale there, this could be a period where we see a surge in like social change, technological advances, and even some innovative solutions to some of the global issues that are kind of going on right now there, Sag. So that's one energy. Now Mercury will be entering into Aquarius on the 5th of February at about 12:10 a.m. And this is Mercury is very comfortable in Aquarius energy, because Mercury is exalted in Aquarius, and so they operate very well in this sign. And this is generally considered a time for open-mindedness and intellectual exploration, particularly in areas that involve, you know, the collective well-being, technology, science, innovation, things along those lines there. So really, you might find yourself really kind of thinking outside of the box there, Sagittarius. So it's like, how do we take these new sort of fresh ideas and implement them into this world? Now I'll talk about Venus in the next energy, because she's the last one that's going to be kicking it in Capricorn before we officially move out of that energy. But Mars, our planet of action and drive there, is going to be entering on the 13th of February at about 1:05 a.m. And with this inspires innovative and unconventional approaches to achieving our goals, and again pushing us to think more outside of the box. And there's a stronger sense or more so a stronger desire for this sense of more independence and freedom in the way that we act. And you may notice, Sagittarius, that people might be more resistant to control, or maybe even feel inclined to challenge authorities, whether this be in governments, whether this be in any sort of authorities that may be restricting any sort of freedom. Mars is going to be like, oh, you want to go? Let's do it. So, and this is a really great energy too, because this, I feel like this is where Mars takes on, he gets a little less physical in Aquarius in a sense, and can be, approach things more intellectually. So this could be more so just kind of even great kind of debating type of energy as well there, if that's something even you're kind of into there, Sagittarius. And then we have the much anticipated Pluto in Aquarius. And granted, we got a little taste of Pluto in Aquarius back in March, for that little brief period of time there. But this is a big deal because Pluto doesn't move signs that often. It can take him anywhere between 12 to 30 years to move through a sign. His shifts are, very, very impactful. Pluto takes his time when he's going through a sign and really kind of, trudges through the mud and digs down as deep as he possibly can and will pull all that stuff out there. So, that's why this energy is such a big deal. Or even when any of the planetary or any of the outer planets move, we're talking like Jupiter on down, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, Pluto. So this is a very big deal. And it's going to be, we're entering into a brand new age there, age of Aquarius here. But this transit may bring about significant changes to social structures, collective ideals. It could lead rise to new social movements, a redefinition of societal norms, and even to major advancements in technology, really kind of pushing to the future. Now we're going to be kind of like the Jetsons, flying around in flying around. I was going to say fly around in cars. We fly around in spaceships, or maybe we might even be thinking about space. Maybe even a stronger sense of space travel. Who knows with Aquarius? So just something to pay attention to there as things kind of evolve there over these next 20 some odd years. And then the nice thing about this energy too is that depending on where your Sagittarius placements are at, this is forming a sextile with your sign. And sextiles are very easy flowing energy. They're very collaborative, but they're not dynamic energies. There's one that you need to take advantage of. Some sort of there may be certain opportunities that you may be presented with, or just certain doors that are opening that they could. The sextiles remind me of aces. It's potential. Either you do something with it or you don't. So I feel this is a time to kind of pay attention to any sort of signs, any sort of like synchronicities that you notice, any sort of coincidences. You happen to be talking about a course that you want to take or something, and then you happen to see a poster on a bus stop somewhere saying exactly, and they have one more spot for what you're looking for. Just random things like that there, Sagittarius. Well, not in that instance. That might have been meant just right there for you there, Sagittarius. So yeah, just something to keep an eye out for. But let's get into your first energy here, which is interesting. Look at you, dreamer. You got the dream card here. And I feel with this energy there, Sagittarius, I feel the energies are asking you, what is it that you dream of? What is it that you want to come to fruition? Are you living in your, like, I'm getting like how like the Nine of Cups goes to the Ten of Cups, where excuse me, where the Nine of Cups is that wish, the Ten of Cups is the wish fulfilled. So what are we doing with the wish that or maybe the dream that we may have, and what are we doing to fulfill that? And this kind of dream energy, this taking those thoughts and making them manifest, is very similar to what Saturn in Pisces is trying to get us to do as well. Take those bigger, larger than life kind of Piscean energies, and imaginative Pisces dreamy energies that they have, and how do we form a structure into build those types of things there. And I feel the energies too are asking yourself to not sell yourself short. I feel Sagittarius is one that is meant to experience all of life, to grow and to learn and to to accrue this or these experiences in order to share what they've learned with the soul tribe. I feel Sagittarians are being Jupiter ruled, kind of like the great teachers in a sense. And so yeah, I feel like you don't be afraid to kind of share these dreams there, Sagittarius. But I do also feel too that if you happen to be, and this is something I'd like to mention with this card too, if you happen to be a very active dreamer there, Sagittarius, maybe keeping a dream journal by you. In a way, maybe when you first wake up, taking down some notes and seeing if you notice any sort of recurring themes, or and then sitting down and kind of interpreting them as far as like what do they make you feel, what are maybe some symbols that you're noticing there. Maybe do you want to go talk with someone who's does some dream work, or who is skilled at dream interpretation. So that might even be something you might be kind of opening yourself up to there, Sag. But let me get some tarot on this and get some details. And that's interesting too. I just got a little download there as far as just, I feel for some there's a need to make sure that we're waking, not going around just kind of in this like sleeping through these times and staying checked out in a sense. I feel that if you've been in this sort of just kind of bog or kind of foggy place, or just even like this sort of like escapist type of things, whether this be through substances or maybe it's through social media, or however it is that you escape reality. We feel we want to be aware of letting that become something that keeps us stuck there, Sagittarius. But let me see what's going on with these cards here. Interesting. All right, Sagittarius. So you have the Three of Wands in reverse, and then you have the Three of Swords, the Six of Wands, and then the Strength card here. Where would you like to start? So with this Three of Swords here, and that's what I was feeling like with this dream state. If you've been, because the Three of Swords can be this very melancholic, sort of depressing type of energy. Maybe we had something in that happened where either someone may have hurt us in some sort of way. Maybe we had a certain realization about something that shifted our excuse me, that brought about a major perspective shift. Or maybe we've even found that, because the Six of Wands can be this card of support. It's a card of fame as well, which I'm going to talk about that in a second. But I know, right? But I feel for some it's like kind of looking to see maybe we were hurt by maybe someone in our social circle, possibly. Maybe something went, it's like something went down possibly here that I feel that something may have went down here that just sort of threw you off a little bit. That just kind of just maybe derailed you a little bit. You just like, didn't quite see this turn of events kind of coming here. And now I feel it's time to find this strength again, Sagittarius, to get back up again. And keep in mind, the Six of Wands again is a reminder of the people who got us where we are or can be a card of the people who got us where we are today. And that doesn't just include those who have been supportive of us. This could be those who may have been not necessarily rooting against us, but just not that we may not have been vibing with, or may have had some sort of separation with. But every interaction that we've with everyone that we meet on this journey plays some sort of significance and shapes who you are. And I feel like it's making sure not to discount that, because it's remembering that you did learn something from that as well. You learned this energy of discernment. You got this. You learned to, I guess, who you know you can really kind of rely on there, and who's got your back through thick and through thin. And I feel too that it is learning to, in a sense, if we need to, learning to let go of that, if there's any sort of like maybe anger or maybe even sort of sadness or things along those lines. And remembering too that, like, I feel like that people, they may have just been with whatever the situation or person may be, people were in a different vibration then. That doesn't mean that they can't change. It's just you got, both parties had a lesson from this. And I feel like it's knowing that even though they hurt you, that doesn't mean that has to, you have to keep these swords lodged in there. And that, I don't know, like I feel like it's sometimes we need to just meet people where they're at on their journey and accept that this is the vibration that they're choosing to operate in right now, and you send them love and light. And it's not that you're better than or anything along those lines. So I do feel like being mindful of that too, of putting this sort of like this higher air or this sort of arrogance or something, just like, oh, you know what I mean, Sagittarius. So, but I do feel now what I was talking about with that fame, because if you do have any sort of dreams of maybe thinking of doing something really big, maybe you want to, maybe you've had dreams of being like, who knows, maybe like an actor, because this the strength card here is Leo energy. And so maybe you want to do some sort of creative endeavor like acting or music or art or design or whatever that's looking like. I feel that it is allowing yourself to allowing yourself to believe that you can achieve that. Where there's a will, there's a way. And I feel like it's remembering though with this Three of Wands that there are no shortcuts in order, to get there. It's sometimes it takes a long time to get to this place there, but it's enjoying those experiences along the way. And when that break comes through, man, I feel like it's something that's going to really kind of take off there. So, but I think I'm gonna leave that there, Sagittarius. So, a little something to ponder. All right, let's get a little tea, and then let's talk about Cap, because you got the Empress Venus that's going to be entering into Capricorn on the 23rd of January at about 3:50 a.m. And with this is the Empress in her business professional. She's looking sharp. She means business, and there's a tendency with this energy to take relationships more seriously. You may find yourself wanting to seek more stability and long-term commitments rather than short-term flings in all aspects of your relationships, whether this be in business, in love, in friendships, things along those lines, and forming something a little bit deeper. Seeing it's not just about, I feel like, these open or just like these sort of like grand it's not like for with Venus and Capricorn, just saying I love you isn't enough. She needs actions. We need to see what are we, how are we, do we have a ring? Do we have this? Are we joining accounts? When are we getting our home? Are we like she's funny when she's in Capricorn. But yeah, this just something that's one aspect there. But this is a nice placement too for financial matters as well, because Capricorn is about their materials, they're about their money. You're getting that sense of complement. Venus can deal with building those assets and building those sense of security. And so this could be a great time for you to look into areas of like savings and investing more wisely, or and then just like making more financially sound decisions. Maybe we're looking into maybe finding a mentor or some sort of expert who can help manage our resources or maybe our assets more effectively. So that's something to that if you're something you've been thinking about to look into maybe exploring. And then you have Venus entering into Aquarius on the 16th of February, and that'll be at 11:05 a.m. And now Venus goes from this, this business woman, and now she's cut off all her hair. She's rocking. What is she wearing now? I've been putting her in all types of crazy attire. Maybe now I'm blanking on what she's wearing right now, but imagine something completely out of left field. That's Venus in Aquarius, and that's what you may feel that your style may take a shift for that, or may take a shift towards the unusual, towards your kind of unique liking in a sense. And this could be something, especially if you're like an artist. Maybe if you're a musician and you usually like playing blues, maybe you venture into different styles. Maybe you're dabbling into reggae, or maybe you want to look in at classical, or maybe you want to explore ska, or whatever that's looking like. Exploring different mediums, trying different things, seeing what fits and what doesn't fit for you. And this transit also too may see an increased engagement in online, digital, or long distance relationships, considering Aquarius's association with technology. So that's something to do some networking, as far as for whatever it is your needs, for that dream interpreter, for that financial coach, for those business partners, for that agent that you're looking for, whatever that's looking like. And yeah, just getting out there and just socializing their Sagittarius. So just something to consider. But let's get your next oracle card on this. Alrighty. Thank you. Alright, Sag. So you have the maintain card here. And so I feel for some that there is this question of what areas in our lives do we need to maybe do a little cleaning up there. You see, you got all your cleaning supplies on the side here, and this might even be maybe like our own physical space there. Maybe you need to, or not even need to, or maybe you want to freshen the place up a little bit, do something different with your space possibly, or that's just one aspect. But on a different type of note, it's just like if there are certain things that you feel that have sort of fallen by the wayside in a sense. Maybe we've been having troubles maintaining a certain sleeping schedule like we would like to, or maybe sticking to a certain like eating plan that we would like. Maybe you've been working quite a bit and had to do maybe more type of fast foods, or kind of quicker type of fixes there, or yeah, just looking at areas that have just been kind of lacking, that just could really use your attention, and channeling more energy into that. And I feel for some too, this could even be because this maintain card always reminds me of like the sixth house, which deals with our day-to-day routines, being of service, our health, our well-being, feeding the small animals, things along those lines. And it's just like maybe we want to start something as well, and maybe we want to start following through on some things. And so I feel this is getting to this place of where we're starting to set stronger intentions there, and then really making sure that we're backing, we're putting our money where our mouth is, as far as like we're stating these things, and then we're putting that energy towards that stuff. So but let me get some tarot on this. Ooh, there's plenty of cards for me. King of Wands there. Thank you. Alright, Sag, let's see what's going on here. Alright, so you have the Nine of Swords in reverse, and then you have the King of Wands, the Six of Cups, the Five of Pentacles, and the Magician card here, Sag. Oh, hold on, let me light my candle here. Bam. So, with this Five of Pentacles, that's what I was talking about. If we feel that there are any areas in our lives that we've been feeling that something's been lacking, or that we've been some sort of shortage of, or is something that is feeling this state of deprived, or in a sense, or, and even the Five of Pentacles. The Five of Pentacles is a pretty harsh energy. This could be feeling like kind of down and alone. And when I was talking about that, sort of like, it's kind of like maybe, and could be, because, and take this as it resonates, because maybe even for some, we might even have noticed that we've been sleeping a lot more lately, even for you there, Sagittarius. And there's a question, are we doing that because we're not trying to deal with things, that sort of like everyday sixth house life stuff that we need to accomplish there? And excuse me, I feel that with the Magician here, that it's like it's getting down to the source of that, and it's starting to create some solutions to fix this thing, because the Magician is a reminder that you have all the tools within you in order to get yourself out of this state of panic or anxiety, or things that we might be kind of nervous about, or just don't want to deal with, or want to face there. And then it's like, once we start getting that game plan there, King of Wands, starting like really kind of following through with that, making sure that we are maintaining that. And this King of Wands is giving me this more so kind of rebuilding, or refilling this energy again, because you being Jupiter ruled, Jupiter's very massive energy. And so now I feel like it's like we're kind of reigniting ourselves in a little bit. But I feel like it's going to be something that is going to be this sort of like day by day type of experience, or type of it's going to take these sort of like, day by day type of routines and things, in order to get yourself back to this really kingly state, this full of energy, one that doesn't shy away from challenges, and one that embraces, adventure and I feel for some that if there's something that we may be kind of keeping and say maybe bottled up here, or and whatever this might be looking like, especially with this Five of Pentacles, if you've been feeling alone in something, sharing this with someone, whether this be a close friend or maybe a family member or maybe even talking with a professional, whatever that's looking like. You know, you're in a judgment free zone there, Sagittarius. Or it could even be just something as simple as just talking with source, releasing that type of energy, saying that, expressing whatever concerns and feeling what messages come back towards you, as far as like what do you need to fix, what do you need to, what's needing healing, what's needing maintenance, in a sense. And that type of preventative sixth house stuff, it can be a little exhausting sometimes. Sometimes we don't want to be bothered with that, but it's those necessary things, I feel, to keep the journey running efficiently and keep it running smoothly. So don't knock the don't knock the how what a big impact something so like little things can have their Sagittarius. So, and I feel that there's even, maybe for some, it's like we're wanting to return, to even how we used to be. Maybe we were this, maybe something happened here when we were talking with this Three of Swords energy here, that it's just like we used to be in this sort of optimistic space and things, but now we've sort of gotten maybe in this like jaded type of energy. Our thought processes have gotten a little negative here, because Mercury the magician can deal with our thoughts and how we communicate, and be mindful of how you communicate with yourself there is too. But I feel that one thing with that Six of Cups, reflecting on who you used to be, you'll never be like you used to be, Sagittarius, but you can be better. So that's, I feel like, something to kind of aim for as well there. But I think I'm going to leave that there. I dig it. Now let's talk about Taurus. Then you got Jupiter, that's in your Big Papa, your ruler, that's in Taurus. And then you got Uranus, that's in Taurus. Now, Jupiter's going to be in Taurus until May 25th, 2025. And with this Sagittarius, there's been this, and now that he's gone direct, I want to say last I looked, he's like at the 5th degree, so he's still pretty early on. So, but this there's been an emphasis on growth and expansion in practical areas, particularly those related to like material resources, physical comforts, those Taurus type things, and things that provide that sense of security. I like Jupiter in Taurus because I feel that it is that energy of like Ten of Pentacles. It's that, how do you make your money work for you instead of you working for your money? But the thing with Jupiter and Taurus, because Taurus is a very sensual sign, this is something where we want to be mindful about indulging in or overindulging in sensory pleasures in order to, just in general, in getting those like immediate type of dopamine hits and things along those lines, because you're going to they're only gonna they're so fleeting, they're gonna last a moment. Taurus wants something that's going to last long term. They're not something that's going to just be gone in the next few minutes. So yeah, just something to be aware of there. But a favorable time for just financial planning, investing in long-term assets, and just enjoying the physical world around us there, appreciating nature and all the abundance that she has to give towards that the world, because Taurus can deal with the environment as well, because they are really great growers. They work with the earth very well and are connected to it in a very, very deep type of way. All the earth signs are, but I feel Taurus is a little different than Virgo and Capricorn. Yeah, I feel they have just because too they have such heightened senses. I feel they experience the natural world in such, I imagine it's just like so vibrant and so fresh, and so I feel like it really is just taking in all of that there, Sagittarius, and making even more moments to maybe even get outside if we haven't had a chance there. I feel like Sagittarius is what I feel that benefits being on the move, as far as even if you're not like traveling to long distances or things along those lines. it does. I feel fire energy needs to move, because otherwise the flame, doesn't have any fuel. So, but then you have Uranus in Taurus. And Uranus is going to be there until the 7th of July 2025. And Uranus has been there since 2018, and this is a strange place for Uranus. Well, not for Uranus, really for like Taurus to be experiencing, because they do like that sense of security, and Uranus doesn't mind that if it's going to serve a purpose towards the future. But if there's something that's not working, then he's going to throw curveballs and change things up in order to get to that, in order for us to keep staying fresh, staying innovative. Uranus doesn't like things to become stale and to become stagnant, because it only can serve a purpose for so long. So, but there may be collective shift in what is valued materially, challenging traditional views of possessions and wealth. And there could lead to advances or changes in agriculture, environmental practices, and how we interact with our earth. You may want to think about maybe volunteering for, maybe doing some community cleanups possibly, or maybe you're being more mindful as far as like composting or recycling, or maybe reusing maybe birthday packages, or Christmas packages, or just random things like that. How can we reuse stuff, or and maybe making it more of a point to donate things as opposed to just throwing stuff away. Just being more mindful as far as like the impact that we do have on this planet. They're reusing like reusable bags, and maybe even reducing like the amount of plastic that is being produced, and investing in like maybe like metal water bottles or different water bottles and things, and reusable type of stuff there. So just something to think about there, Sagittarius. But let's get an oracle on this. Hmm. All right. So you have the Banish card here, and excuse me. I feel this Banish card is asking you, what are some things that we need to cut out of our lives? What are some things that we made that we've held on to for however long there, Sagittarius, and what do we need to do in order to let them go, and see how, and has the thing that you've been holding on to, has it been constructive to your growth? So those are, I feel like, going to be some big questions over this month, as far as as far as as hmm, as far as these like energies go here. And if we're having troubles, like, let's say, for example, maybe we went through a breakup and we've been having troubles processing this. Maybe we're writing a note to this person, allowing yourself this freedom from them, doing all these things, and then maybe we're like, so, setting, uh, and if we're doing the Sagittarius, have all the proper tools, have some water nearby, things along those lines. But maybe we're writing a note and then setting it on fire, and then releasing it out into the, not like the note out to the universe, but allowing that energy to just kind of burn and be released out into the universe. So that act of that symbolic action, and actually seeing that, can actually help you sever that tie. Maybe we're even just getting something as simple as maybe a ribbon here, and cutting some cords there, whatever that's looking like. But just any things I feel that are just shattered and just have just kind of fragmented there. I feel it's time to and it, or you know what I want to talk about with this fragmented mirror here is more so when we hold on to something, how that can fragment us, how that can break us down when we stay trapped up, especially if Six of Cups starts getting in reverse and we're staying looped in the past. Then that does, we start thinking about another thing and another thing and another thing, and it just does, it just keeps, it doesn't improve any. In the past, what has happened has transpired. But let me get some tarot on this. Oh, there's my girl. Was good. Alrighty. Thank you. Alright, let's see what you got here, Sagittarius. Alright, so you have the Fool, the Empress, the Two of Cups, the Knight of Swords, and then the Seven of Swords here. And let's start with the lovely Empress. Because I feel in order to make space for more abundance and for more healing and things, there's certain stuff that we do need to let go, and we're not just letting go just to we're not just giving up stuff. We're making space for something new to come in there. And if we were talking about relationships, maybe new love potentially coming in. It may not be immediate, but it gives you once you sever that tie, then you may find that things do change there, that new opportunities come your way. You get called to maybe go, and you're like, I think I'm gonna go to like a coffee shop, and then you happen to bump into someone or whatever that might be looking like. But I do feel that whatever it is that you have this deep, maybe emotional relationship or emotional attachment with, it is, I feel like it's being honest with yourself with the Seven of Swords here as far as to why this thing may have as much power over you as you do, over it as you do. And with the Knight of Swords, I do feel this is one that the Knight of Swords is very focused, and he's very driven and very future oriented. And I feel that that is something we do want to consider. We want to keep our eyes on the future and thinking about moving forward. The trickiness with the Knight of Swords is that sometimes that he can be so quick to move that he doesn't give the maybe some sort of past experiences, some hurts, some Three of Swords, Five of Pentacles, Nine of Swords energies that he may be bringing into this next chapter of his life. So I do feel like it is taking the time to nurture again with the Empress and process whatever it is that's going down within you there, Sagittarius, before we jump into something new there. But I do feel that there is, when we do face these things, then then the stuff will start moving forward a lot sooner than maybe we had even anticipated there. So, in the Seven of Swords is giving me knowing that there are more than one ways to get over a certain situation. Keeping in mind that there's no right way to do that. To process or grieve or whatever the situation may be. You have to do what makes sense for you. Again, ribbon cutting, letter burning, whatever that's looking like. Maybe whatever that's looking like. Maybe just painting, but yeah, just something to consider there. But I think I'm gonna leave that there. All right, Sag. Now let's get to this last energy here, which is Pisces. I'm actually about to do them next. But with Pisces, we have Saturn that's in Pisces, and then there's Neptune in Pisces. And with Saturn is going to be in Pisces until the 25th of May 2025. And Saturn is one that I feel really can get a hard rep sometimes when people feel like, oh, Saturn's doing something, everyone run. No, Saturn is one to, like, if anything, I'm like, oh, okay, bet, let's do it, Saturn. And it is, and it's not, I don't say that lightly, because what Saturn does ask for is some work, and it's not going to be easy. But when you do cross that finish line, man, Saturn has all the rewards for you, because he was just like, I love that you listened. I love that, because this is what I was picturing. This is what what you've been dreaming of. This is what I knew you could do it. You just had to believe that you could do it. And so that's ultimately what Saturn wants. Saturn wants us to be a little more disciplined. He can seem like he's taking a little bit, like taking the fun out of things and whatnots, but when you look back in the grand scheme of things, you'll see where Saturn energy is. It's absolutely necessary in order to really evolve in this journey. Now, with Saturn and Pisces, this is a period for grounding your dreams in spiritual insights and learning the importance of in emotional and spiritual lessons, and responsibly navigating more sort of otherworldly type of aspects of life there, the more type of spiritual side, the intuitive side, the more imaginative, larger than life energy that Pisces does bring, and really kind of ground that, looking into how spirituality looks on you. Maybe it's through, maybe you find a calling for dream work, and I don't mean like you just take this as a career thing, like maybe just as a hobby. But maybe you look into dream work, or maybe you get more deeply into meditation. Maybe you're looking into Reiki, working with crystals, working with maybe you're scrying, whatever that's looking like. Saturn wants you to train that intuitive energy that Neptune's really been building up within us over these last little over a decade now. And I feel that, because and I'm gonna talk. Let's get into Neptune, because Neptune's gonna be in Pisces until the 30th of May 30th of March 2025, and we won't experience Neptune in Pisces again. Not in this journey, but luckily we have gotten the pleasures of getting to do this, because Neptune and Pisces. Neptune is, well, one, she's the modern ruler of Pisces, along with Jupiter, who's the traditional ruler. But there's been a huge shift in spirituality and emotional shifts, both on a personal level and on a collective level. I mean, you've seen in the ways that people will talk about their astrology now. I've noticed, even compared to like like moon sign, just beyond, people are being more than just their sun sign, and understanding that they're more multifaceted than that. or getting involved in like hypno breath work, or even like the idea of like dream work, and like these what people are kind of like painting off as these sort of like new age type of things. And it's just like, no, these practices have been there for a while. It's just that we've disconnected from them, and so now Neptune has brought us back into that. So this is a really favorable time too for introspection, for artistic pursuits, and the exploration of the spiritual realm, because Pisces, Neptune and Pisces is that they're connected to that universal oneness, that ocean of, it's fantastic. But the trickiness, and that's interesting that you could get, because again, we were talking about that earlier. We want to be mindful about navigating that line between the reality and the illusion there. We don't want to get stuck in that dream world of staying checked out there too long. So just something to pay attention to. And then depending on where your Sag placements are at, this is forming a square with your sign. And squares can be pretty tough there, Sagittarius. But I do feel that, especially with Neptune having been forming squares with your sign over the last, which they're going to start forming squares with my sun placement starting, or my Cancer placement starting. Well, it was probably going to be a while before she hits my sun placements, but she's going to start moving into Aries here next year. But you these challenges that may have come up for you, these that may have kind of pushed you to question more, tap into more kind of spiritual sides, or more kind of looking towards higher powers, something bigger than yourself. I feel that may be challenging for some, but like may have been a little challenging, but you are a very spiritual sign too, Sagittarius. You are associated with the ninth house, which is the house of spirituality. And sidebar, before it would be being in the like ancient or older astrology, it was known as the house of God. So you in Jupiter is, it's not, yeah, it's not just Pisces that gets that great psychic energy. Yours is one that gets that as well. They get a little bit differently with that, of course, that Neptune and being a water sign, of course, but you still have that innate, what's the word I'm looking for? Oh, it's a good one too. That innate, I don't want to say attraction's not quite the right word, but you do have this connection with philosophy, and like kind of these larger than life types of question. They're seeking a higher truth. So I feel this is a time to, the squares have been pushing you to broaden your perspectives even further there. Consider something even greater than yourselves, and then what does that mean? What does that can accomplish? What doors does that unlock for you? But let me get your last oracle card here. Penchant, maybe that's the word I was looking for, but oh, and absolutely Sagittarius, because you got the blessed card here, and look at you, just blessed. And you absolutely are, Sagittarius. And I do feel that it is remembering that in times when you're feeling at your lowest with the Five of Pentacles, times when you're feeling anxious, times when we're feeling depressed, and remembering, and I feel like it's counting all of those blessings and all of the, because you are a very abundant sign. You things, there's abundance all around you all the time. I love observing your energy in real time. It's so fascinating to watch how that works, and how you just have this sort of just larger than life type of energy there. And so I do feel like it is appreciating those blessings and letting those, knowing that you are blessed and that you are divinely guided in things. Let that fuel that optimism and keep that energy going. I'll tell you, in my sort of lower times there, I used to, one of my favorite lines to say was that I'm a low key optimist. Come to find out, that's because Jupiter's conjunct my ascendant. So yeah, really, I'm a high key optimist because he's yeah. So I'm in good graces with your ruler there, but I do feel that yeah. Let me get some tarot on this. But what I was gonna say with that is that even in that time, I could always, at the end of the day, pull myself out of that. And it's that optimism that does keep you going. That things will get better. That it's not just always going to be this way. It can't be. So I refuse that. So and that's what I feel you get at too. Just being blunt with the universe. It's like, all right, I'll take this lesson right now, but you're gonna have to stop that. And then it's like asking, what can we do to, get this energy out of there. But let me get your last tarot cards here so I can get you moving. Oh, and look, you're blessed. You got 10 of Cups. We can just go ahead and call this reading a day. Fantastic. Oh, well, maybe not, because maybe we need to figure out what we're. Hold on. Let me get the rest of these. All right, last little bit here. Look at all this abundance. So you have and I like that too, Nine of Pentacles. So Nine of Pentacles here, Page of Pentacles, and the Nine of Cups are in reverse. And then you have the 10 of Cups and the Ace of Wands here. And then let's switch back over. Now, I feel for some with this Nine of Cups, whenever you find that your vibration has just been thrown off, and that you're just having a hard time kind of seeing that bigger picture, or finding that just the brighter side of things. I feel like it, because the Nine of Pentacles is enjoying the things that you have manifested, or the things that you've worked towards, or the things that that you have in your life right now. And that's interesting that both the Nine of Cups and Nine of Pentacles are in reverse here. Because I feel for some, it's just like maybe we feel that we've, like, even with that Five of Pentacles, that we have that there's this lack thereof, that there's never enough, that there could always be more. And it's like, yeah, there can always be more. And the fun fact, there is more. But we just have to find it with the Page of Pentacles. We have to put in this work in Ace of Wands, put in that energy, and go towards that. And I feel too, again, just take a moment. It may not be like, look around your space. Even if it's not exactly where you want to be, it's still there's still something here to celebrate. There are still things that we do appreciate, some things that we do cherish, and this that vibration, or that you're going to be stuck, is not going to last forever. Change is the one constant in this journey. And I feel like it's always remembering that you keep that bigger picture in mind. And again, the energy's always wax and wane there, Sagittarius. And that's not to say that the good times are just are, 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 fleeting. It's just like I feel it's like the waxing period is where we kind of build things up, get things kind of solidified there, and then when it gets to that waning half, we've built that foundation, built that confidence, that security, so that when things are kind of tough, we do remember that, okay, so all right, kind of hit a little bump in the road there, but oh, now we're getting back up again. So, and it may not always happen as fast as you want to there, Sagittarius, but it does happen. I'll give you a little insider there. I just haven't told many people this yet, but I've had a recent have a recent development happen here, and things are getting ready to go through some really nice changes. So it's hope, optimism, enthusiasm. Keep you going there, Sagittarius. And it's like making, even though you may not be where you're at, how do you make the most of what you do have until you get what you want or get to that next level? So I think I'm going to leave that there, Sagittarius. I like that. Very lovely reading. But if you like that, Sagittarius, if anything resonated with you, give it a thumbs up. And share this, Sag, if you know someone who's either been kind of stuck in a dream world, or maybe not dreaming at all, you know, or just having troubles maybe letting something go there, just not appreciating. I don't want to say they don't appreciate the blessings, but forgetting how blessed they are. Remind them of that. Share this with them, and then subscribe there. What do I want to call you? You magical, you Empress Magician. I thought I had something clever I was going to combine them with, but that's fine. Hit that bell button, you know, find all these videos each week. And then last little bit, if you have any Cancer in your placements, Sun, Moon, Rising, come on over to the Chariot, friends. I do videos Monday through Friday there. We discuss lunar shenanigans. I do tarot card spreads there based off of what sign the moon's in, what phase she's in. It's a good old time. We talk about she's going void, of course. And all that housekeeping is down in the description box below. But let me get your surprise cards here so I can get you out of here. And I like that. You got the Eight of Swords in reverse. Now we're getting out of our heads. We're getting out of that self-imposed prison. You know, we're realizing how blessed you are. And now, and I tell you, Sagittarius, when that happens, more opportunities start opening up for you. Things start taking a turn. And it's like little gradual things at first, but they absolutely happen. And I feel like it is remembering that a lot of that comes into the Magician too. Just thinking about that, you know, your thoughts are powerful. Thoughts become things, and so be mindful of where your head's at. We're in a really heightened state of awareness right now, and it's only going to keep elevating. And so we do want to be aware of that. What you're telling yourself. I had a conversation with a Virgo the other day talking about whether something's good or bad, and it's just like, I mean, what's good or bad is really up to the interpretation of the person. So it's really just a matter of, you know, is this resonating with you or is it not? You know, that's. But let me get your other oracle card here so I can get you out of here. Ooh, love that, because absolutely you are. Look at you, you wise one. You got the wise one card here, Sag. And this is a card of tradition and order. And I feel this card for some, maybe seeking out some sort of guidance, possibly, as far as if you find yourself just like you're just kind of at a loss there, just like there's no sort of structure, or things just aren't feeling like they're lining up like you would like to, or however this may be translating there for you. And I feel like I feel like for some, be mindful of like, well, I don't want to. No, that's not quite what I want with that one. I do feel like that if you are the type that always says that something's always been like this, it's always this way, it's why is it this, it's like this is always this is always that, then it's always going to be that. And that becomes the tradition. You know, that becomes like the practice, the what's locked in there. And I feel that it is, again, shifting up that dynamic and starting a new tradition, one that is, and it's not that we're being, I feel like, unrealistic. I'm not just saying we're like bad things are never going to happen to you again. And again, it's a matter of concept of matter of bad or good, but there are always going to be challenges that are going to be on this journey there, Sagittarius. But it's what we do with those challenges and how we handle them is what I feel like shapes us into empresses, into king of wands, into magicians. And you are a wise sign there, Sagittarius. So take these experiences that you've gone through and learn from them. What have they taught you? And then I feel like even for some, you might be potentially even passing down your maybe methods of letting go, how you maintain your dream work, your blessings, maybe onto others. So something to think about. But all right, you stay safe out there, Sagittarius. Yeah, with these dreams and all this stuff there, and you raise your vibration through the roof. Optimism. And again, it's like, yeah, it's not like I'm saying we're just like, and I don't, and I hope you know what I mean. It's not like we're in this sort of like toxic positivity, or if that's even really a thing. Because I feel like, you can acknowledge, yeah, that something doesn't quite feel right for you, but that's not going to change anything. It's still, the situation's still there. So it's just like, what are we going to do about it? I get that we need to process stuff. That's what I'm not saying that, of course, but it's how do we eventually keep it moving, kind of lick our wounds, heal, process, and however that means for you there. And then I will catch you on the next one. Later.